We are starting part 2 of our printmaking introduction, and I have some different tools to introduce you to today. This is the soft cut linoleum that we had looked at last week, and again it's going to feel very much like an eraser, and these can be carved subtractively, or they also can be used as a monoprint on the back, which is making a single print and then washed away, and you'll notice there's nothing carved in on the one side. You can use both sides of those. I have a Gelli plate, and this peels off. This is just a cover right here, and then in between you'll see a clear layer of gelatin, and this is the actual printmaking stamp that we'll have a chance to use. I have a piece of styrofoam here. This was cut out of a clean takeout box, and this is a very easy thing to test out printmaking with. And I don't know if I can get the glare to disappear here, but there is some carving done with just a soft wooden stick, and then we'll see that when we ink up the board or our plate. Stencils are very helpful when we are talking about printmaking. I have a brayer, and this is a multifunctional tool here. If we unscrew this and open up here, we have our carving tools, which you can use these if you're carving out one of the stamps. And then we can put this back on, and this becomes a brayer. And we have a couple different forms of brayer, but Brayers, this is used when we press the stamp and paper together and help to smooth it out. In addition, today we are going to specifically be using block printing ink, and your brayer is used to move the ink around and get it into a flat, even layer before you apply it to your plate. And then I am using a thinner copy type paper, but you can use any type of paper for printmaking. Underneath I have what is nicknamed a messy mat, and these are nice because they're easy to clean up. You can work directly on a tabletop surface with inking or a plexiglass surface, but these are very easy because you can pick them up and move them over to the sink. And then for the Gelli plates, for a quick cleanup, I have a pack of just baby wipes, or hand sanitizer, and a paper towel works really well too. So let's go ahead and try to ink up our brayer and test out one of our plates. Clear my space. I also have an apron on, and my sleeves are rolled up. Printing ink does not wash out of clothing very well, so you want to be very careful. And I'm getting any materials out of the way that I'm not going to need for this specific print. I usually start with several sheets of paper, excuse me, so that I can test out numerous prints, and then I also am going to want a drying surface over to the side where I can quickly put paper to the side. I have chosen 2 different colors of ink. They are next to each other on the color wheel, but you can use whatever single or double colors you would like to. I'm going to start with the lightest color first, since I'm sharing one brayer, and I'm going to roll back and forth until it's sticky, and it should feel like it has loosened up a little bit, and you could hear like a little stick coming off of the brayer, and then I know that it is ready to roll my ink. With printmaking ink, it doesn't dry instantly, but I do try to work as quick as possible. You'll notice the lettering is backwards. We talked about that in the previous video. Try to get an even layer on there, and any marks that you made in the styrofoam is going to show up. I have my paper, and I'm going to set the paper on top. You can use your hand to kind of get it into place. The back of a wooden spoon is a traditional tool, or here is our brayer. And I'm standing up while I'm working, not sitting down. I actually moved my chair completely out of the way into a different space in the room, so it's not in the way at all and I don't bump into it. But you want to make sure you get everything rubbed evenly before you pull your print. And I even try to pull from the side and just make sure I didn't miss anything. Okay. And it's a very soft color right now, and I'm going to do more than one layer of ink on this, so I'm going to set this piece to the side. Now, because I'm going to be mixing my ink, I'm not worried about my brayer touching the other color with ink already on here. You may want more than one brayer so that your colors don't mix quite as much, but again, this is also why I started with my lightest color first. It did matter to me that the yellow mixed in with my teal just a little bit. So again, getting it nice and even, listening for that stickiness. This warms the ink up a little bit. I'm going to roll right on top because again, I'm not worried about my colors mixing. If you did not want the colors to mix, then you would wipe your plate clean in between colors. Again, the beauty of printmaking is that you can make multiple copies without a lot of work. It also gives you a little bit more of an advertising type of feel, a little bit more of a graphic feel. Now, the hardest part with this is that I need to try to line these up as best I can. Not always the easiest, but the mats, the messy mats, have a grid on them, so I try to use the grid at least a little bit. I know that my A starts right here. And set that down. Once it's there, I don't want to pick it back up. Use my brayer. And again, the first print is the original. And then if you do multiple prints off of the same ink without re-inking your plate, that is your ghost print. And that is an easy way to clean off your plates without washing them and getting some of the ink off. Just having scrap paper there to print several times until the ink stops coming off, and then you can wash the rest off if needed. Pulling our print. And there's our double color print, and you can see both colors showing through. Okay, so that's with the styrofoam. I'm going to set this stuff aside, and we're going to switch to the jelly plate. So I pull this off very carefully. These can rip, so we want to be very cautious when we take things apart here. Now, you're going to notice that because it's translucent, transparent, sometimes the background showing through can be a little distracting. So what I have done in the past is if I have a extra sheet of paper that is the same color of what I'm going to print on, I'll put that underneath so I get a better idea of how the colors will interact. I'm going to place my stencil on here. Let's go at an angle. And let's see if we have any ink left on here. Not too much. I think we might need to put a little bit more ink down. When I put the ink on, I just put a dime size amount and then I wipe. I'm going to do the same thing with the yellow, and I'm going to put them very close together this time. Dime size amount and then wipe so I don't have anything gooping off the top. Put those lids back on, never leave them sitting open. I'm going to roll back and forth, but not taking the brayer in the opposite direction this time. And I'm using a good amount of arm strength when I push down. And I want to try to, I missed the bottom there. Oops, still missed it. There we go. Okay, set my brayer aside. Pull this apart. And I can even take this stencil, set that down, and use that like a print. Now, because this is a single print, I'm not going to be able to repeat that exact print ever again. That is called a mono print. Got some color there. Then I can take my stamp, and you can set the stamp on top, or you could set the paper on top. When they are the small stamps like this one in particular, I think it's easier just to set the stamp on top. This has a sticky texture. If you would rather use the brayer, I take that clear sheet that we started with, I set this on top, and then I'll use the brayer. And voila, that is a Gelli print. Now something else that you can do if you feel like using your fingers a little bit more, just kind of play around with the colors. And these are really fun for a background design. Oops, we're almost time for cleanup here. Again, I have a very thin layer of printing ink on there. Set that down. And when we are first learning Gelli prints, it's nice to actually just play with a variety of different techniques. And then print a whole bunch of different papers, set them aside, and then maybe they become background paper, maybe they become collage paper later. But just creating a variety of different things and seeing what you think. Give the Gelli plates a try when you get a chance, and then when you are ready to clean up, again, having a scrap paper off to the side is helpful because you can take that Gelli plate or that styrofoam print or the soft cut and you just press that on the scrap paper just to help get rid of any ink that might still be stuck, and that cleans most of it off. And then hand sanitizer or that baby wipe will clean the rest of it off. When you go to put these away, you're going to make sure there's absolutely no ink left even on the sides and they are dry. You can see how easy those clean off as long as you clean them off right away. If you let them sit around too long and the ink dries, they are very difficult to clean up, so clean them up as soon as possible. I'm just going to put this back on and then it goes back into the package. My brayer, same thing. I take scrap paper and just roll as much off as I can. The ones that feels like nothing's coming off, I can take hand sanitizer and a paper towel or soap and just wipe the rest of this off. Make sure these are completely dry before you put them away, and you have just done Gelli plates and you've done printing with styrofoam, and the same method would be used with our soft cuts if you were choosing to use the rolled ink with a brayer. Good luck with all of your printmaking practice and your final products.